Win. All right.
Win.
Fair enough. Happy Friday.
Thank you.
I'm sure nobody here has missed it, but Chevy introduced the new Blazer yesterday. Um, Sad to say, I didn't get to make it over to Atlanta to see it in person, but we've been reading all about it in the comments and everything all day long. I mean, looks like a pretty cool car. I wouldn't say it exactly fits the mold of what I kind of envisioned when I think of the Blazer. I always think about the, 70s, 80s models, big, muscular, uh, boxy, rugged man truck. This is not that. Which
No,
doesn't
and that's what
necessarily
we've
mean.
been seeing a lot of people. It's funny, like a lot of people on our little social media feeds today are all like, "I don't hate it, but I hate that they called it a freaking blazer." Like, come
I
on.
think that's my problem. I don't understand the name. Like it
Yeah,
looks like a mix between a Lexus RX 350 and a Ford Edge, which is fine. It just I don't get the Blazer name. Maybe I need to see it in person. I need to probably go drive it and see if it's more manly than I think it is.
yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah,
feel
I
like you need
know.
to have
Yeah,
soft lotioned hands in order to drive it.
yeah. It's I, yeah. I kind of wanted it to be something that I don't think it is. The more I read about it, because they're making the all right. So it's got a totally anemic little four cylinder, and then it has an
Comes with a
option.
six two.
It has an option for a six cylinder, and I'm like, why doesn't it have a six with an option for the big bad V8? And why don't
Yeah.
they make it in a SS? Like that would be sick, but they don't. They make it in an RS, or I think they call it a Premier or something. I don't know, like a
Yeah.
you can get it basically chromed out or blacked out. Um,
I'll
so
tell you this, I feel sorry for anybody who gets the four cylinder version because it looks like it's a pretty heavy vehicle and it only makes 193 horsepower. It is going to be difficult to merge into traffic with that.
yeah, that's the rental car. That's the enterprise
Yeah,
car, I think.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. On one hand, let's not take away from what it is. I think it looks kind of cool, and it might compete well with like
Good
the
looking car.
I mean, cool for a crossover. Like
Yeah.
it's got like the high waist. It's got a little bit of muscle to it. It doesn't look like it has a lot of overhang over the bumpers and stuff. That's cool.
Mm.
Um,
Got some nice accents to it.
yeah, I don't hate it. It's just the problem is, they called it a Blazer. And I'm thinking big bad V8 Blazer that you can ramp in the desert, and I think it's more likely the S10 Blazer that
Yeah.
nobody cared
And that
about.
makes sense because that was the more recent one.
I guess. I guess. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, hey, one thing that I am kind of excited about is I love the design cues are great. I like
Mm.
what they're doing with the grill and kind of the high hood and the taillights. All that stuff is looking good, man. And if that's kind of the direction that they're going, I would love to see GM do kind of an SRT contender. Like I don't. Again, I wasn't at the press release either, but
Yeah.
um, depending on what size this thing really is in person, like it would be cool to see him stick a V8 in some sort of crossover slash SUV that looked kind of like that. Maybe a little bit bigger. I don't know.
Mm.
I just feel like that needs to happen. Again, we're being the enthusiast that's always like, well, you
Yeah.
almost got it right, but if you do this.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. That's kind of it's just we just wanted to reflect for a minute on what we were seeing online.
Mm.
Um, you
Well,
know,
it's cool because a couple of years ago we started seeing the old school American muscle come back. The Mustang got the old school styling. Same thing with the Camaro, and then Dodge did the same thing with their vehicles. And now you're starting to see it with even the off road stuff. Ford came out with or they're coming out with the Bronco again, and now you see the Blazer coming back.
well, and
Um,
that's the thing. When Ford announced the Bronco, it got a lot of press, and you
yeah,
would think GM would hold off on that Blazer name
until they had
until they
something
were
that
making a legitimate kind of off roader.
the king
Um,
that deserved it.
yeah, that deserved the name. I feel
Yeah,
like they kind of pre-meet a little bit on that one.
yeah, it's okay though.
But yeah, it's okay. But the thing is, let's not hate it for the name.
Mm.
Um, so let's just see kind of how it does. At least it's not another crossover that's totally bland and plain vanilla to look at, right?
Yeah.
So
Well, we don't. To be fair, we don't know that. What we're seeing here is probably the decked out
it was
model.
the decked out RS, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Don't be surprised if the base model Blazer is, vanilla ice cream. Don't be surprised by that.
Fair enough. All right. Well, the new Chevy Blazer, okay car, bad name.
We need to drive it. We got to get one.
Oh, yeah, I do.
After we apologize to Chevy for everything that we just said about it, we need to get our hands on one.
Okay, fair enough. All right,
All
see
right.
you guys.